7 special guest in the studio, Slim Dunlap. How you doing, Bob?
Yeah, how you doing?
Do you like to be called Bob or Slim or...
You can call me anything you want to.
But late for dinner?
That's right.
So how's it going, Bob?
It's going good.
It's good to have you here. Do you want to start things off with the tune here?
That sounds like an idea. Here we go. Bartender yells the band to get up there and play. Little bit out of tune, they slowly fall in. As the chords ring out and the nighttime rolls to life if only in a dream. It's just an empty bar, that's right. But you'll be open up tonight. Be a singer on the hit parade. Instead you're just a singer warming up the stage. Yeah, they open up tonight. And now the dream world of every little opening band soon gets shattered when the headliner takes command. You feel the fleet of fame in the night as the latest local hero shoots you a wink. You sit there thinking, oh my God, did we stink or what? There's only one shot to a night, and you're the opener, that's right. Singer on the highway. Instead you're just a singer warming up the stage for tomorrow's latest raid. Hey, you're warming up the stage. Sure a mess. You grab your guitar, you get kicked out with the rest. As the headliner's bus roars by, they honk and wave. As you're walking across the street, some guy you meet says he caught your band and you guys was kinda neat. Say, could you open up for his band sometime? Gonna be a singer on the highway. Instead you're just a singer warming up the stage. Yeah, they open at the night.
Oh, yes. Bob Slim Dunlap in the studios.
Hit the applause button.
I'll clap.
There you go.
So, Bob, what do you think of the whole idea of putting out a solo album? What made you decide to actually make this record?
Well, it was either that or get a job at SA, I guess. That was the choice.
Well, we should talk about the album release party, which is coming up at the Uptown this Thursday night, correct?
That's right.
Do you have an opening band that night?
I think I got Mr. Caleb Palmer and his band to open up for me.
So that song goes out to Caleb that you just played.
That's
there.
right. He's the opener on Thursday.
Hey, that song didn't come about from the Replacements opening up for Tom Petty, did it? Did that what inspired that song, maybe?
I did write it at that time. I had the basics of it, and I've done a lot of opening over the years, and it's just kind of a a song in the mindset of someone. How, you know, some people refuse to open because it's a you know, an honor kind of thing. I won't open for that guy, that kind of thing. But I love opening, and some artists, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, who's playing first, who's playing last, and that's just kind of about, you know, what it feels like to be in an opening band night after night, going out there. A bunch of people that just want you to get off the stage so the headliner will get up there, and that's a song that, you know, that anybody that's been there will tell you, the guy nailed it.
So, Bob, what are you calling your opening band these days? Does that still change with every gig?
I try to change with every gig, yeah.
What's the name of the backing band this
I think
Thursday?
This week we're going to go with Slim Dunlap and his Sore Thumbs.
There's a couple that I remember, Slim and the Three Riffs.
That was the name I had, that's right.
And I also like the Slim and the Egg Roll Kings.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
That was a good one.
And, of course, we can't forget Bob Dunlap and Symphonic Fuzz.
That was me. You betcha.
That was what? Big Hits of Mid-America Volume 3? Loud, Loud, Loud Guitars?
Yeah, that's it.
I understand you almost played that song the other night, huh?
I wished I'd remembered it.
So, who's all in your band these days? Is Chan going to be playing with you Thursday night?
I don't think I'll get the Chandler on Thursday. He still occasionally does a gig or so with me. I think I'm just going to run our little band. Johnny Hazlett and Jim Thompson, and we're still looking for a drummer, but we got a guy for Thursday.
Uh-huh. How many bands, Bob, have you played with over the years? You've been doing this for a heck of a long time, huh?
Yeah, way too long. I don't even count. Way too many to even bother to even. Many of them weren't really bands that I'm all that proud to have been in there. But I just, you know, I will play anywhere, anytime. I love to play. Sometimes you have to be in a band that it's not really your thing, just to have a gig.
Uh-huh. So how about another tune?
All right.
Could we do another song here?
Let me set this harmonica over.
All right, it's Bob Slim Dunlap on the Cities 97.
Miscreant has found your jaw tonight. World gallery watching, hoping he's pulling his knife. It's taking on the chin, taking on the chin, taking on the chin. It's taking on the chin, taking on the chin, taking on the chin. You call this a hellhole, 'cause you can't call this a life. The only forgiveness you find is at the edge of his knife. He's taking on the chin, taking on the chin, taking on the chin. Taking on the chin, taking on the chin, taking on the chin. Walking by his trouble to a T. Just so happens he's picking on me. Take it on the chin, take it on the chin, take it on the chin. Let's take it on the chin, take it on the chin, take it on the chin. take it on the chin, take it on the chin, take it on the chin. Take it on the chin, take it on the chin, take it on the chin. You hand over your front page, you say that'll hide him from the race. When you catch up with him later, he's stumbling around in a daze. Just take it on the chin, take it on the chin, take it on the chin. Take it on the chin, take it on the chin, take it on the chin.
That's nice. Slim Dunlap from the Cities 97. That's off of the album The Old New Me. How did the title of the album come about, Bob?
Well, I had to...
As he's fumbling with his guitar here.
Actually, I think I'm going to have to credit my wife with coming up with the title. I had written that. It was a song at one time I had, and I was on the road, and the first title I had, I won't even say what it was. It was really dumb, and it didn't really happen. And she called me one night, and she said, come up with a name for it. And I go, I can't. You guys just come up with a name for it. And she goes, well, I found this little slip of paper that with a little name written on there. Maybe that would work as a title. And the minute I heard it, I go, yeah, that's what I meant to call it. It fits good, though, because that's what it's all about, kind of. It's all about you're never too old for rock and roll. The Stones
are proof.
They're proving that.
50 and still rocking.
Let's try 80.
So tell us about the album, Bob. Is it true it doesn't necessarily contain the best songs that you had written, but, well, just tell us about, is that true?
Well, it sounds so silly for a songwriter to be saying, these aren't my best songs. These are just... Well, what my record is all about is I did not want it to be a replacements record because I didn't want anyone, So I wanted it to be a kind of a sampler of all different kinds of rock and roll that I like, and I had some songs that weren't in that category. I wanted it to be kind of, it's a tribute to all the people that I like, kind of. There's little segments in there that only I would get the connection, but that's what it's all about. It's just kind of, music is all a recombination of these same old riffs, and some songwriters pretend that they don't steal from other songwriters. I've yet to meet one that's truly original. There's always something, what you hear, has to come through in your music, and that's what my music's all about. I love to cop someone's style and try to write a song like they would write, and that's kind of what my record is. It's just kind of I've been getting a lot of reviews where they're saying it's too much Rolling Stonesy or too much this or that, but it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to make the connection hearing it. It's supposed to, the old new me, it's just about, something old sounding new again. So
I think it does, and I don't think it sounds at all like the Replacements. I hear the Stones, I hear Booker T and the MGs, I hear lots of some neat little things. What was Paul Westerberg's contribution to the album?
Oh, he came down one night with me when I was recording, and he gave me a lot of, he gave me his support, and that meant a lot to me. Mm-hmm. I was stuck. I had a couple songs that I just couldn't quite get the vocal, and he told me what you do to get the vocal. You just give it everything you got. And he came down, and then he ended up singing background on a couple songs, and it was so good I couldn't erase it.
Have you been singing for a long time? You've been a sideman for years, but have you been singing for a while?
Yeah, I've always sung. I never really took it too seriously because I don't really have a great God-given voice, but...
But if it works, that's the whole thing. It's not the great... Does Bob Dylan have a great voice? Does Mick Jagger have a great voice?
There's two schools of thought. Sometimes I think a lot of people that have really good voices don't have anything to say.
Oh, right, yeah.
And sometimes I can overlook. I think, the humanness sometimes gets eliminated when someone is a very skillful singer. And some people don't really have the vocal skills, but they have heart and soul, and that's more important to me, really.
It's more important than the vocal gymnastics?
Yeah. it's just it's two different schools of thought. Some people will hear a voice that isn't very, well trained, and they just, no, I don't want to hear that, and they just disregard what he's got to say. And to me, it has nothing to do with what it sounds like. It's what you have to say that should matter, but it doesn't. So.
Mm-hmm. So do you think the market's oversaturated with ex-replacements solo stuff, or?
Well, it's it seems like it was this conscious thing that we all just wait on your record till mine's out, etc. But no, we didn't really plan it. We didn't really talk about it. We didn't. It wasn't. This isn't part of a master plan. And yeah, it does seem like we're getting a little oversaturation there. I thought that there was a cartoon in the City Pages a couple weeks ago. I thought that just said it to a T. But yeah, it's kind of it got a little ridiculous. They're all out. But I just think I think that's kind of neat that all four members of the band came out with a. I'm still waiting on Bob Stinson's solo record, but...
Is he working on one?
I hope so.
That'd be neat to hear him.
But I think that's kind of, it's kind of cool that the way it worked out without ever planning it. I kind of like the fact that we all just kind of went and did it, and I'd like to see a lot of bands, dissolve into 4 solo records.
So Bob, tell us about the recording of the album. That was done in town here, right?
Yeah.
Above Ryko Disc?
Yeah, right down the block here.
Did you do that live? Was it basically a live recording? It kind of has that live feel to it.
Some of it is live. I did some overdubbing on it, but I tried to get what I wanted is I like to record songs only minimally to leave room for people's imagination, because I think many times records are overly produced.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of like to have it kind of skeletal, and then let your imagination do the rest of it. And so I kind of wanted it to be sketchy like that, because I don't like a lot of really highly produced records. They don't really appeal to me.
Uh-huh. So you do prefer the independent record releases as opposed to the major million-dollar major label efforts? Is that I read that someplace.
Yeah, I don't hear a lot of major label records that I really like, but I think the independents are stronger because they're gutsier. They take chances on young bands that don't sound like Bon Jovi or U2 or something like that. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that when you're on a major, you're talking a $200,000-$300,000 record budget, so the record has to sell enough to break even. So it changes the demographics of what you're going for, and that's why a lot of mainstream music doesn't really appeal to me. It's too broad. It's not. I like something a little bit more eccentric than that. So I prefer independent labels myself. But there's some good bands on major labels. I don't fault anybody for going for a major label, because that's the only way you can make a living at this.
Hey, Bob, is that song Ain't Exactly Good from the CD? Is that pointed at anything or anybody in particular?
No, it is not. It's pointed at myself, if anything. I wrote that song one morning when I got a record in the mail from a friend of mine, and I got Bruce Springsteen's record, borrowed it from a friend of mine, and I went home and listened to it and that night, and neither of them really hit me. And I woke up the next morning, and my friend called to see what I thought of his cassette, and it's that horrible moment of you're trying to tell him in as nicely worded that you don't really like it, but you can't say that because you'll break their heart, So I just sat there on the phone going, well, it's good. Then I got off the phone and I started thinking, that's a song. I'm gonna do that one today. And so I got working on that song, and then the phone rang and I started thinking, oh no, it's Bruce. It's the boss man.
You want to slip another song for us, Bob?
Oh, I think I'm done. Hey guys.
We have some visitors here in Butler Square. So what was it like to be out on the road touring around with Dan Baird? Was that a fun experience for you, the ex-Georgia Satellite?
I always loved playing. The road is not really, I don't really enjoy it too much anymore, but I love playing. It's, being on the road, the only way you can play 5-6 nights a week is to be on the road, because you can't play unless you're a bowling alley band 5-6 nights a week. And so I never get tired of playing, so any gig, I have a good time. I had fun. Dan's a good guy.
Was it fun to be just basically a sideman again, as opposed to being out front?
I secretly really enjoy being a sideman. I've always loved it, because you don't feel the pressures that you do as a band leader. I always loved being a sideman, because I'm a guitar player, and I love backing someone up, making their song sound good. It's fun.
I saw an article a couple of weeks ago in the City Pages where it said something to the effect that the reason you stopped playing with Dan or didn't go back out on the road with him is because of didn't want to open for Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Yeah, he was threatening. He had a tour lined up to open for Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I told him,
For some reason, I have a picture of this knucklehead standing up Freebird.
Yeah,
You know.
there you go. That knucklehead's at every concert by any band there ever will be. Every band gets that. They want to hear that tune. But I just, I think when you're opening, you kind of have to look at the crowd you'll be playing to, and that didn't sound too appealing to me. Scared.
We're going to slip in a song here from the CD. It's Isn't It? It's Bob Slim Dunlap from the Cities 97. Slim Dunlap from the Cities 97. That's called Isn't It? It's from the old New Me. We're here chatting live with Bob. So, what's your favorite song on the album, Bob? I was kind of wondering that.
It changes. It goes around. Right now, my
Today's favorite?
Today's favorite right now. I'm thinking Partners ain't a bad little song.
I like that song.
I like that one. That one's a real personal thing to me, so I like that song.
There's been a lot of brouhaha lately about record stores, small record stores, selling used CDs. Do you have an opinion on that?
I do.
I think a record store should be able to sell anything they want, anything someone will buy. I don't think that the flat by the major labels, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to stop people from buying and selling used CDs. And I think the only reason that people buy used CDs over a new CD is because new CDs cost way too much money. If you walk into a record store and you have the option of 3 used CDs versus 1 new one, I would buy 3 used ones. I don't see that unless it's something you really want, you know. But I just think that it's ridiculous. I think to punish the smaller stores like this, I think they're going at this exact wrong way. And I think any artist that supports this push by the majors, I think they should be run out of the business. It's all these really extremely high-selling artists that are all upset about this. Don't they have enough money? I mean, give me a break. It's just ridiculous. We won't name names, but we all know who I'm talking about.
Right. There was a barbecue CD burning that I saw on TV the other night. So I see some similarities between you and Keith Richards. The first time I saw you play solo, I thought, yeah, the sideman out front and your guitar style and your songs and your singing voices and stuff. Would I be right to assume that?
Sure, I love Keith. I think Keith... I love the way Keith has turned rhythm guitar. You just don't hear rhythm guitar really anymore. And all these young kids coming up, you know, you'll walk into the local guitar store and they're doing all this... you go, you know, play a backbeat. Can you play a backbeat? You know, and that's the beauty of Keith. It's so simple. And, yeah, I think, you know, I think he's a brilliant guitar player, and I like the guy. And it's an influence, and so I don't hide from it.
You've met Keith, right? Didn't you guys tour with him for a while?
Yeah, we opened for Keith. I met him. He's a very nice guy.
Were those shows a lot of fun to play?
Oh, you know, it was our first time on the arena circuit, and we bombed. We were really bad. Because, you know, we had never been there before, and we didn't really know that not all your songs work in an arena because the acoustics and the echo, it's got to be kind of, you know, slow, big-sounding songs work, and we had a bunch of really fast, quick things that just didn't make it. Oh, we figured it out. We were better when we did it with Tom Petty. We kind of had arenas down by then. But yeah, our first experience with arenas, the first one we did was Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands there.
Right.
Oh, man, we were so bad. We were just the worst. Everybody that was traveling with us, you know, when we walked off the stage, they just gave us that look of, oh, man, that was not good.
But the beauty of it, Bob, at least you got a front row seat for the show.
That's right.
Actually, better than a front row seat. You're probably off to the side of the stage and stuff, huh?
We got to see it. We got to, you know, when they were sound checking, I was walking backstage, and I had been talking with Keith's guitar tech, you know, and he let me come out there when they were sound checking, and the sound of Keith's guitar in the hall just sounded like this monster giant, and it was coming out of this little tiny Fender amp, and it just sounded like nothing. It was just this little tiny sound. It was just amazing that sounded so good. But there's a guy that knows how to work arenas.
Right. I want you to tell the story that you told me a little bit ago about you sound checking prior to Tom Petty and what developed there.
Well, it's just been a curse for me that everywhere I play, I'm too loud, and that guy always comes up with the little meter telling me, you know, you got to turn it down. And we came on tour with Tom Petty, and we were kind of, you know, excited that we could really crank it out because it was these giant open-air amphitheaters. So the very first one we did was in Florida, and we were sound checking, and we got done sound checking, and I kept playing for a few minutes. I was just ringing these giant chords and watching them sail off into the sunset, you know, and it just felt so good to not have anyone around bugging me about how loud it was, you know. And I came walking off the stage, and the stage manager was talking to this guy that was in this little pickup truck with this little radar screen on top, and I came walking by, and he goes, "Thanks." And I go, "Thanks for what?" And he goes, "You were so loud that they're fining us $500 because they had a noise ordinance."
And this is before the actual concert even took place. This is just the sound
I told
check.
him the show is going to cost you a quick $20,000. That was $500. And it's just everywhere I go, I can't escape that guy. He's always bugging me. I play too loud. It's fun.
Hey, Bob, it's really been a pleasure to have you up here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
And we really love the album. And go buy it. It's really good.
I really appreciate you guys playing my song. That meant a lot to me. I heard that for the first time.
By the way, we should also tell our listeners, too, that if you'd like to give it a listen to the actual album through the telephone.
There you go.
You did that today.
I have my 1-800-SLIM number.
Actually, I'll even pass along the number. It's 673-9065. It's in the Arts and Entertainment section of today's Star and Tribune, so you might want to do that. Again, the Listener Appreciation Show with the Jayhawks, someone or other mentioned that, but that's coming up. And you were playing this Thursday night, right?
Thursday night at the Uptown.
With Caleb Palmer opening. That's going to be a really great show.
Let's hope.
All right. We'll see you there. Thanks for coming up, Bob.
Thank you much. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the support.
You bet.
Leinenkugel and the Stillwater Downtown Council.
Slim Dunlap with Times Like This, the title song from his new album. And he's at Shuba's tonight, 9 p.m. show. Check him out. And he's here right now in the CBR studios. Welcome to the Bear, Slim.
It is mighty good to be anywhere.
Yeah, and you came to us fresh from Champaign.
Well, yeah, got up from Champaign last night and got ourselves a little motel and tried to do a little sleeping.
Right.
Didn't get to.
All right, how'd the show go last night?
It was fun.
Yeah?
It's
Good one, huh? Okay. Slim, this is your second album, second solo album, of course. The first one, The Old New Me, which came out back in '93. Yep. And this is the follow-up. It's a real fine record.
Oh, bless your heart.
From start to finish. There's not a dud on this one.
Well, there's a couple, but...
Yeah. You think so? Well, that's honest of you.
Well, I wanted to make a record that not everyone would like every song. So
Right.
I kind of made it so different, and it goes off in so many weird directions that... But kind of, a lot of people have tell me that the song they hated the most when they first started listening to it, they end up liking, so...
Yeah. See, they grow on you.
That's right. That's what
The ones you think you don't like, you end up liking.
That's right. The ones you
And
like.
the ones you like,
You hate.
you still like them. So anyways, Slim, you're at Shuba's tonight at 9 p.m.?
Love and Shuba's.
Yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place to rock.
It's a wonderful bar. They treat you so nice there. It's such a great... It's an old church or something, and it just is fun to be there. I love
Yeah.
that bar.
All right, why don't we go ahead and you're going to do a track from this new album. This,
I will do a song from my new record for you.
Which one are you going to do?
Let's do this little thing called Hate This Town for you.
All right, Slim Dunlap.
Come on, boys. Well, I dreamt that I was back in my hometown. When I dreamt that things were different, 'cause I had stuck around. I dreamt of a house on a quiet little street with a fridge full of beer and children at my feet. Telling you I used to hate this town back when I lived here. In my dreams I don't hate this town. I'm thinking I'm lucky I live here. Well, it seems in my dream I'd take my dad up on his offer and took over the hardware store. And in my dream that old store was looking better than it's ever had before. I dreamt of a quiet and gentle hut. I dreamt of a life that lived in no rush. Telling you we used to hate this town all back when I lived there. In my dreams I don't hate this town. I'm thinking I'm lucky I live there. Now, a few months after that dream, I found myself driving back. All that was was left of that old town was a rusted out old railroad track. I dreamt of the difference I might have made. I dreamt of the difference if I had stayed. Telling you I used to hate this town. Oh yeah, when I was there. In my dreams I don't hate this town. I'm thinking I'm lucky I live here. Oh, I'd never leave that old town. Didn't want to work in no hardware store. Now I'm wishing I'd stay.
Slim Dunlap, live in the CBR studios with Hate This Town, track number 3 from the new album, Times Like This. Did you grow up in a small town?
I surely did. A town of 206 people, and we left, there was 202.
That's a pretty small town.
It was a very small town.
So that's your dad didn't own a hardware store, did he?
He did not own a hardware store. I stuck that in there because this friend of mine who stayed in that town, his dad owned the hardware store. And I saw him a few years back, and that's kind of where that song came from. He was asking me, he goes, you ever think about what would have happened to you if you'd stayed? And I was kind of scoffing that, thank the Lord I didn't. And he was trying to tell me that, life there wasn't what you thought it was. And so I kind of kept that in my head there for a few years, and then that song just came spurting out one day. And
yeah. Well, we're glad it did. We're glad it did. It's, this album, I noticed it says produced by anyone handy. And I think that kind of reflects the relaxed, kind of loose feel on the record. It's
people are trying to get in touch with anyone there. They're trying to...
Anyone handy.
Oh, what I did there is I just did it without a producer because it's kind of one of my pet peeves in the music business that producers have so much power, and
I think they're overrated.
None of them can do anything. They can't play, they can't write, they can't sing, and they know all this technical stuff that really isn't all that important.
Yeah. Well, the album sounds just fine. Where did you record it?
Oh, a number of studios that would let me in there. I like to work from midnight till 8 a.m.
Those are your best hours?
No, not really. They're the cheapest hours.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's like 4 different studios listed here. Were they all up around Minneapolis? Or,
yeah.
And that's where you call home these days?
Oh, you betcha. Yeah. Always have, always will.
All right. For our listeners who may not know, Slim Dunlap played many years with the Replacements as a guitarist.
Seemed like many.
Yeah. Oh, those were good years, weren't they? Or were they?
Oh, people ask me that all the time. Do you regret that or whatever, and it was a wonderful experience.
Sure.
You don't look back on any band as a bad thing, but we're all sure happy that band is finally rested because we were getting tired.
Yeah, the Mets. May they rest in peace. But,
that's right.
Tommy Stinson is going strong with a new band. Paul Westerberg had the solo record out. And this record, your second one, is really sounding fine to me. Times Like This. Slim, you're at Shuba's tonight at 9 p.m. I don't have to remind you. I'm just reminding our listeners.
Oh, you better remind me.
You know you're there tonight. 9 p.m. at Shuba's. I believe the cover is only $6, so...
Oh, wow.
It won't cost you an arm and a leg to see Slim. That'll be money well spent. Your band, these guys you've been playing with for quite a while, or?
They've been with me on the road here for about 3 years.
Yeah. 3 years? So that's, you guys, got a pretty good groove going.
I put out records basically in order to play live. That's what I like to do more than any part of the business. Making records is kind of it's not really very exciting, but playing live always has been to me since the first time I've ever done it, and it still is to this day. And the minute that playing live gets boring, I'm quitting, because that's all there is to me. So I basically put out records so that I can travel around and play live.
Right, you need an excuse to...
That's right, that's all it is a big excuse.
All right, well, it looks like you're ready to go with another one.
Oh, we got thousands.
Okay. Slim Dunlap.
All right, here's this little song here. Called Nowhere's Near. All right. Well, Well, we formed this little band, always hoping we'd be noticed. You start to wonder if it's near after 20 blooming years. Well, we practice in my basement every Tuesday. We're trying to write a hit, but they always sound like this. No one cares. No one, 'cause we're nowhere. Hey, 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 hey. Well, after practice, our bassist got sarcastic. After a little roll, we all agreed he had to go. So we're holding this stupid audition to some little kid, as if this is all we did. No one cares. No one. No one cares. No one. 'Cause we're nowhere. Thank you to WCBR for playing my song. Sure do appreciate you, boys.
You're welcome. There was another one from the new album, Nowhere's Near. And it's about life in a rock and roll band, sort of.
Well, it's the reality for more musicians than not, is that they do this without any attention whatsoever. And you really have to admire. There's so many wonderful musicians out there that no one has ever heard of. And it doesn't stop them. They just keep going. You know, some bands get lucky and they get attention right off the bat.
Sure.
And they go through a whole career not really realizing, you know, what it's like to be playing to no one. There's so many wonderful songwriters out there in America. It's frightening.
Right.
And you hear these songs, you know, and you go, man, why don't you get this song somewhere? This song is really great. And they just look at you with this look of, I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's just so difficult. And that song is kind of, it's for that audience there, those fellers that know what that's like when you're trying and trying and trying, and there's just no, it's so darn hard.
There's no recognition sometimes.
There's just too many people want to do this, and there always will be that kind of merge point where, you know, some people get lost in the shuffle. And it's not necessarily based on worth or talent or, you know, earnestness. It's usually based on, you know,
luck and who you know sometimes, and being in the right place at the right time.
It is. It's kind of, it's a strange kind of roulette where the wheel comes up for some people and it doesn't for others.
There's all those bands jamming in basements and songwriters writing songs in their apartments, and yeah, it's just a matter of luck sometimes.
The wonderful thing about songwriting really is that any idiot can write a great song. It's just kind of, it's luck. If you just keep at it enough. And there's so many great bands that, you know, their songwriter is so darn good. There's so many, songwriting is not the problem in the music business.
It's all the other stuff, yeah.
It's just the fact that, you know, not every song can be a success. There has to be some songs that are losers. And
you know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like a ball player who plays years and years for a team and never makes it to the World Series.
Yeah, you know, there are many...
Like Ernie Banks.
Right. Plus, there are many ball players that never made it to the major leagues that are wonderful ball players.
They're in the minor leagues, right. Got hurt.
one little thing, it can screw up a career there. But when you ever, to me, the wonderful thing about happening, the way things are going now, is that there are more and more records coming out. And what I tell people is, don't be afraid to buy music that's not on a major label. It used to be that if it wasn't on a major label, it probably wasn't good. But that isn't true anymore. There are many, many great records coming out. And the great thing about for young bands coming up right now, when I first started many, many moons ago, it was extremely difficult to get a record. You really had to be lucky to get a record. And nowadays, if you work at McDonald's and save your money, you can put your own CD out for under a couple $1,000s. And that's a wonderful thing there when you have people, with the ability to make their music the way they want it without any outside interference. And so,
do it yourself. DIY.
That's right.
And, why don't we take a listen to a song from the album?
Let's do that.
And give you a chance to relax.
All right, I need to relax.
I'm kind of partial to this song here. It's called Chrome Lipstick.
Oh, yes.
Slim Dunlap on 92.7 The Barrel.
Said sorry she's late. She's so glad that I could wait. Told her, baby, you look so nice. Before it even opened my eyes. Well, she's a knockdown, drag out, talking to this queen with the strange lipstick that I'd ever seen. She had on chrome lipstick. Told her I'd be back in a flash. I flopped down a cot and some cash. I told her she should order some drinks. 'Cause I needed time to think. She's a knockdown trigger, talking to this queen with the strangest lipstick that I'd ever seen. She had on chrome lipstick. And the bartender done said she ain't your top there, Fred. Cause if it's even a she even fool me. She's a knockdown, drag out. We're talking beauty's queen with the strange lipstick I'd ever seen. She had on chrome lipstick. Had on chrome lipstick.
92.7 The Bear, that's Slim Dunlap with Chrome Lipstick from his new record, Times Like This. We're going to play another one. because that one sounded so good. We're going to go with track number 2. This is called Girlfriend on the Bear 92.7. Got to get you a woman. We do. It's a Girlfriend from Slim Dunlap. New record times like this. Catch them tonight at Shuba's in Chicago. Belmont and Southport, 9 p.m. show, $6 cover. We're going to come back and talk to Slim for just a little bit more after we take a break.
Tommy, quick. Name 3 Chicago institutions.
Well, that's easy. Grant Park, the Cubs, the Abbey Pub.
That's right. You heard me right. The Abbey Pub at the corner.
Books and Music in Oak Brook, Thursday night at 7 p.m. as they present Olympic hero Michael Johnson. He'll be signing and discussing his inspiring book, Slaying the Dragon. That's tonight at 7 p.m. at Borders Books and Music, Route 83 and 16th Street in Oak Brook. Don't miss your chance to shake hands with an Olympic champion. Don't miss your chance to see Slim Dunlap tonight at Shuba's in Chicago. It's Belmont and Southport. That's the place to be, right about 9 o'clock. And, Slim, thanks a lot for coming in.
My pleasure.
We're glad you can make it all the way from Champaign and, back to the city now and all this stuff.
Don't worry about it.
And we'll be playing your record, and good luck with it.
Thank you, sir.
Hope,
I appreciate
hope
that.
you sell some records and whatever.
Yeah.
Why don't you pick one for us to play off this album before you go?
Well, let's see here.
I played my kind of favorite songs off of it.
I would love to hear A Little Cooler Than.
A Little Cooler Than. All right. Whoops. Oh, there it is.
Right on your toes there.
I was looking for a little. All right. Cooler Than. Another song from Slim Dunlap's new album. Catch 'em tonight at Shuba's. And this is going to do it. All right.